There once lived a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. Job was unlike most men. He was known for his integrity, a man who feared God and turned away from evil. He had a large family, 7 sons and 3 daughters, and he was incredibly wealthy. Thousands of sheep, camels, oxen, and donkeys. Countless servants. In fact, he was considered the greatest man among all the people of the East. But Job wasn't just rich in possessions, he was rich in character. Every time his children would feast together, Job would rise early the next morning to offer burnt offerings to God, just in case they had sinned in their hearts. Now far above the earth, in the unseen realm of heaven, something was happening. One day, the angels came to present themselves before God, and with them came Satan. The Lord looked at him and said, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one like him on earth, blameless and upright, a man who fears me and shuns evil." Satan replied, "Of course he honors you. You've built a hedge of protection around him. You've blessed the work of his hands, and his flocks are spread across the land. But stretch out your hand and strike all he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." And so, God said, "Very well then. Everything he has is in your power. But do not lay a hand on the man himself." What happened next was swift and brutal. In a single day, messengers came rushing to Job with devastating news. First, the oxen and donkeys were stolen by raiders, and the servants tending them were slaughtered. Then fire fell from the sky, consuming his sheep and their shepherds. Next, the camels were stolen by another band of enemies. And finally, the worst news of all, a mighty wind struck the house where Job's children were feasting. The building collapsed. All 10 of his sons and daughters were gone. In the face of this crushing loss, Job stood up. He tore his robe in grief. He shaved his head, fell to the ground, and worshipped. He said, "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." In all this, Job did not sin or blame God. But Satan was not finished. Again, he came before God. And again, God said, "Have you considered my servant Job? Even after everything, he holds fast to his integrity." Satan replied, "Skin for skin. A man will give everything he has for his own life. Strike his body, his bones, his flesh, and he will curse you." God agreed, but with one condition, "Very well. He is in your hands. But spare his life." So Satan struck Job with painful sores from the soles of his feet to the crown of his head. Job sat among ashes, scraping himself with a piece of broken pottery. His wife, overwhelmed by grief and despair, said to him, "Are you still holding on to your integrity? Curse God and die." But Job replied, "Shall we accept good from God, and not trouble?" And still, he did not sin with his lips.